Hey, everybody, it's Dominic here. How are you? Hey, this week, we're going to be just talking to me because I promised to make 2021 the year of more. More for you, more of whatever you want, more family, more friends, more connection, more business, more profit, more revenues, more and better systems. And today, we're going to talk about more time for you as the business owner. So even though this is called more time, I still don't know the title of this episode, actually. I think here's what I have written down. This is how to go from frazzled, scattered, and chaos to calm, cool, and collected. That title doesn't sound too bad. Or just follow along with the theme that I have about this year being the year of more, time. Either way, one of the things that I've noticed over the last long time of coaching is that people call me in quite often to have conversations about time, team, money, exit strategy, growth strategy, sales, or marketing. But really, at the end of it, they usually call me in. The first question is, Dom, how much money are we making and how can we make more? Which is a great place to start. You would talk to a guy like me about that, and I'm totally confident in that space. Then what we find out is it's really about time for how we're doing what we do, how long it takes to find new clients, how long it takes to produce a job, and the owner's time. Because usually the owner, and that's people like you and me, are completely stretched, almost beyond their limit, beyond human limits. I was just talking to a very, very nice gentleman today. He's one of my clients. He's running a very successful construction business. He also has to take care of somebody in his family who's just recently got hurt. He had some serious, let's just say, issues going on inside his company. One of his daughters just got married. Another son is about to get married. All of this during COVID. And this guy, unbelievably, is stretched for time. The shoulders that you guys have, and when I say you guys, I mean the listeners, men and women alike, the broadness of your shoulders completely amazes me. How much you can take, more than the average human, which is why you listen to shows like this, because you're looking for tips and tricks and inside hacks, and maybe learning from me what I'm sharing from other people I've worked with since the year 2000. I started business coaching at the turn of the century, if I could say it like that, a long time ago. As I said to somebody the other day, I'm older than Google. It's old. No, I'm just 52. I'm not that old. Anyways, listen, let's get to it. Today, we're going to talk about time and time management. If you want to make 2021 your year of more, the first thing I'm going to do is something you've heard me beg and plead you to do before, which is I need you to go and leave the office. I need you to take with you one pen and a book, a notebook. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, I'm holding up a notebook here. You can see it's just a regular book. This is dollar store stuff I'm talking about, not a humongous investment. I have two colored pens. I have a blue pen. I like blue better than black. And then a colored pen. This happens to be red it doesn't matter. Just choose a regular color and another color. And the reason for that is because you want to have two colors in case you want to highlight or focus on something. That's an advanced trick that we'll talk about when we talk about adult education, or if you're in one of the forums on Facebook or something like that, we talk about some of the higher level things. If those of you who are already in the Facebook group called Contractor Strategy Group will recognize that. But anyways, I want you to leave the office and I want you to go get yourself a coffee. That's it. I want you to buy yourself a coffee. So now it depends on which kind of coffee shop you go to. But when you go to that coffee shop, hopefully you can sit inside, such as it is. But you might have to sit in your truck, which is fine. The point is, I don't want you in your office. So if you can do me that one favor, if you can view this as a coaching conversation, and my goal here is to get you out of your environment, get you into a new place, because when you're in a new place, you can be creative. You don't have people walking by and people coming to the door and people calling you and people seeing you over there and waving, all that stuff. It's distracting. And you and I, business owners, we get paid to think. We get paid from the neck up. And so it's important that you clear your mind from time to time and you allow yourself the time to go think. So here we are talking about how to have more time, and I'm begging you, I'm asking you, I'll do anything it takes for you to leave the office and go carve out a few minutes of time for yourself. Now, for those of you who are saying, Dom, you don't understand, I can't get away from the office. My schedule is so tightly packed. My assistant is really good at their job and they've got my calendar completely packed. Well, then I want you to go to your calendar or go to your assistant and say, hey, on next Tuesday at 2:00, I need to book an hour and a half, whatever it is. And I'm going to have a meeting with Dominic. And so go ahead and put that fake meeting in there, and you can code it any way you want. Dominic and me regarding something, business strategy. Obviously you're not inviting me to it. I'd love to be invited to it, by the way. If you do want to work with me, you know how to get in touch with me. Send me a text and say, Dom, let's talk. But for right now, just set that appointment with yourself for yourself. Do you see what I'm doing here? So we're hacking your schedule. So everybody looks at the calendar and goes, oh, boss is busy Tuesday at 2. Can't bug him. Can't bug her. That's all we're looking for here. So now that you've got that done, here's some tips and tricks and inside tracks for getting more time in 2021. Now, I'm not going to give you some crazy system here. We're going to talk about it from a very high general level. And then you are going to be able to take it and customize it to how you do business and the way you think. The goal here is not to get 100% better with your time. The goal is to get 10% better with your time and time management. And listening to this show, this podcast, taking the time to listen to this is going to help you with that, because I keep bringing up time and time management here as one of the themes we talk about all the time, right? So we're always going to talk about business owner level topics that on this show, because that's what this is about: the business of the construction business, the business of contracting, the business of home services, the business of doing what we do, right? So for you, first thing you need to do is keep listening to this show, because I will always be bringing you topics inside these themes. And I don't mind going on a little side rant here for a second. We're always going to talk about time. So that's time for you as the owner, and operational time, how you do what you do, how you clean the gutters, how you do your mold remediation, how you do your painting, how you do your roofing, HVAC, cabinetry, whatever it is. The time to produce whatever it is you build, make, demolish, install, service, all those things, right? The next one is team. You can call that people. We're always going to talk about people on this show, how to find people, how to motivate and inspire people, how to build the right culture on your team. Don't roll your eyes. I used to roll my eyes when I heard about culture, thought it was all unicorns and rainbows, but it's actually the most important thing if I want the time to step away and go grab that coffee and do the planning for the business. Remember, as a business owner, we get paid from the neck up. And so we have to think, we have to plan, we have to strategize, and then we have to do, but we got to work in our head quite a bit. And that's why I want you to have that time. Let's go back to the topic. So we talk about time, we talk about people, we talk about money. Of course, we're talking about money, how to make more profits. Those of you who've already taken the course with me called How to Find and Fix Your 8 Profit Leaks will recognize this. We talk about this a lot here on the show. If you've picked up the book called Construction Millionaire Secrets, there's a whole bunch of money making and money saving ideas in there. There's 20 tips and tricks and ideas that come from other construction business owners all around the world. Take advantage of those, right? So you've got time, you've got people, you've got money. Then we've got exit strategy and growth strategy. What does that mean? It means, how do you grow the business? How do you eventually exit the business? I'm actually going to touch on that today inside this time topic. And then we're going to talk about marketing and selling. And believe it or not, we're going to talk about those things as well as we're talking about time, because I want you to move from feeling scattered and frustrated and flustered and pulled apart at the seams. And as people have said to me before on coaching meetings, I feel like a chicken with my head cut off. I feel like I'm running in 100 directions. I feel like my hair is on fire. These are all the crazy things I hear in coaching meetings, right? I want to move you from that to calm, cool, and collected, and composed, and confident. How many other words can I come up with that rhyme? Okay, so that's what I want to move you to. So here's the tips, the tricks, the inside tracks, the general areas I want you to look at. Okay, the first one is affirmations. So what I want you to do is every morning before you start work, I want you to stop, and in your notebook, I want you to write down a couple of statements that you want to be true, right? I run the greatest roofing business in Cincinnati. That's all you have to write down, right? I own the best cabinet shop in Akron, Ohio. I'm the greatest exterior painting company in Winnipeg, Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, Manitoba. What am I talking about? Said the wrong province with the city. Whatever it is, write a couple of those things down that you want to be true. And if you can hold yourself to doing those things every single day, it's very simple. It's going to take you not even 2 minutes if you get the right city, and province, and state, country. But if you write those things every day, then right underneath that, exactly underneath that, then you can write down what actions you need to take. And if all you do is take action on the one or two most important things that you have to do in your business every day, and you do that every day, then guess what happens? You move forward a little bit every single day and you get out of this feeling of being stuck, of being in Groundhog Day, right? You're moving forward. So the very first thing is affirmations. If that doesn't make sense, shoot me a note, send me an email. My email, as you guys know, is you can find this on the podcast. You can shoot me a text. My cell number is 604-837-8361. Just say, Dom, let's talk. And as you know, I'm happy to meet. It's free to meet. We're going to have a business coaching conversation. And at the end of the conversation, you're going to have to make some decisions for sure. But those are going to be to your benefit. What to do, what to read, what to do next, what to stop doing. Those are all going to be what we talk about. Okay. I want you to focus on simple systems next. So we had affirmations first. Next is simple systems. What do you have as a simple system that needs to be fixed in your company? Well, you might say, Dom, I don't know. There's so many things to work on. I don't know where to start. I've heard that a lot. Well, here's where you start. Start at the thing that happens the most at the top of your business process. Now you might be saying, okay, Dom, what's my business process? Well, here it is. Here's your business process in a nutshell. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter what city you're in. It doesn't matter what market you're in. It doesn't matter what you build, what you sell, what you fix, what you break, what you maintain, what you service. It does not matter. This is how it works. At the top of your business process is your marketing. Do you have any problems in marketing? Next is sales. Do you have any problems in sales? Next is order entry, administration, order entry. Do you have any problems there? Then doing the work, whatever that work is. Like I said, make it, build it, fix it, install it, rebuild it, service it, demolish it, whatever construction trade you're in, right? Then after that, you want to have some sort of quality control. It'd be interesting to see the quality control for a demolition company. Did we make a mess? Did we clean up the mess? I guess that would be quality control, right? So that's your business process. And right after that is collecting the money. So as high as you can go in your business process is where you need to start. Where's the first problem? And for many of you, you might not think it's in marketing, but I'm going to talk about marketing in a second here. We're talking about time management. But all you've got to do right now is find one problem in the company to fix. But when you identify that problem, the first thing you write down might not actually be the problem. It might be a symptom, not the actual problem, if that makes sense, right? So here's an example. You might say, Dom, I've got a collections problem. People aren't paying on time, or they're always hammering me on price, or paying late, or paying slowly. And I'll ask you a couple of questions like, okay, well, tell me how you got your clients. And you'll come back and say with pride, well, Dom, we do everything on word of mouth and referral. Well, that's fantastic, I'll say. Tell me, this client you're talking about right now that's causing you a headache, where did they come from? Well, they were referred to me by George and his wife, Jane. And I'll say, were George and Jane a headache? And you'll say, yeah, they were the worst. To which I will respond, and some of you have already done this, why are you doing business with those people? Stop, change, go find somewhere else. By the way, if you want to know more about this, it's in the book. For those of you watching the video, I'm about to do the tacky thing. I'm going to hold up my book cover. It's called Construction Millionaire Secrets. What we're talking about right now is the heat map. So for those of you who do have the book, by the way, the book is free. You just have to cover shipping. But for those of you who want to know the heat map is secret number 16 in the book. It's actually 16, and you're going to use number 15 and 17 with it too. Those secrets all go together. But if you find that you have a collections problem, this is the example, of course. You may not have a collections problem. The reason behind the reason, and we dig inwards, is you're actually marketing and selling to the wrong clients. And that's affecting your time because the wrong client eats your time. They call you back. They demand you at Saturday morning when you're trying to take your kid to hockey, soccer, dance, or music, and they're killing your time. And it all starts with marketing. Now, we all think it's a collections and accounts receivable problem, but really what's happening is we have a marketing problem that we need to fix first. All right, so that's it. Under simple systems, go look for a simple system. The other one is time management itself for you. What is it you're doing for your time and time management? How are you managing that time? So I'm hoping you're using a calendar of some sort. It doesn't matter which calendar you're using, some sort of calendar that helps you keep control of your time. Now, one of the things that quite often happens is people, such as yourself, aren't using the calendar the right way. So let me ask you this. Are you pushing your calendar to other people, or are they pushing their calendar to you? If you're feeling pushed around for time, it might be because you're letting people dictate, you're letting them tell you what time's going to look like. Instead, you have the calendar and you figure out with people when we're going to meet. Now, here's something I hear as well, and you might be saying it. Hey, Dom, you don't understand. Things are coming at me all the time. I'm the project manager. An estimate comes in, I've got to turn it around quick. I've got an HR problem, I got a people problem, I got payroll that has to be done. All those things have to happen, and they just come at me all day long, and all I do is just stay on top of it. Absolutely. Have I heard those things before? Absolutely. Are you right in saying those things? Absolutely. You should 100% feel like that is normal. But now that you know about it, what's most important is what are you going to do to fix it, right? Just a simple and straightforward coaching scenario between you and I, right? What are you going to do about it? Once you recognize it, you can't ignore it. It's just going to sit there the whole time. And so what you want to do is go back and look at your calendar. And I want you to take a week at a glance calendar and just figure out when you're going to do your estimates, when you're going to respond to people, when you're going to have your meetings, when people can bug you, call that office hours, and when your door is closed. It's your company. Tell people you're not able to talk Wednesdays from 1 till 3. And that's when you do your thinking work, when you work from the neck up. For my Australian friends, you'll know the saying, fish stinks from the head down. That's a saying I picked up from some Australian people too. And what that means is the problems in a business start with the leadership. They start with the head. We have to use our head because that's what we're here for. A business is a collection of simple systems that runs and solves problems for other people and returns a profit to the owner. And you can only do that by working in your head. You're past the point where you have to be working with your hands all the time, right? Or I want you to get to that point. All right, a little bit more technology is the next thing on the list. So let me go back. First, we talked about affirmations. Then we talked about find some simple systems. Then we talked a little bit about time management. And I know this is the year of more time, but that time management thing is just get control of your own calendar, okay? Now we're going to move down to a bit more technology. I don't know if you've seen this. Here's one that doesn't get used enough. I'm assuming you have a calendar, Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, or it doesn't matter which calendar you're using online. But I'm sure you've seen this thing where somebody sent you an email that says, here, click this link to pick a time on my calendar, choose the one that works best for you. Have you stopped to think about that for a second? If I send you that email, let's say it's me, I use a tool called Calendly. Calendly is what it's called. Just look it up phonetically, like look it up, sounds like it's spelled, spells like it sound. How do you say it? What that does is it lets me send you an email and says, hey, go ahead, look at your calendar and compare it to mine. Choose a time that works best for you. But what I'm really doing is on the back end of the Calendly, I've put in my availabilities. So when I send that to a customer, when I send that to a client, when I send that to somebody internally, I'm really telling them, hey, here's my available times, choose one of those. I'm not just saying choose any time, anywhere. I'm managing my time better. So look for tools like that you can use. I'm not a super technical person, and I've been using Calendly for years. It really, really helps. The other time trick I want to tell you about, and this one's really important. For those of you who are still doing project management at the job site with the client for a multi-day project, let's say you're doing a painting project or renovating a bathroom or a kitchen, you're going to be there for just say a week, doesn't matter. What you're going to want to do is in advance, when you have the meeting with the owner of the home, so the Lopez family, I like the Lopez family. Let's say you have a meeting with the Lopez family, you sign the agreement, you say to them, okay, here's our communication schedule. Every day at 4:30, we're going to have a conversation. It's going to only go 15 minutes. We're going to talk about where we are in the project, anything we've encountered. You can also bring up any questions you have, and we'll be able to talk every day until the project is done. So you tell that to the Lopez family, right? Now, when you go to the Chan family, the other house that you're working on, you say to them, hey, listen, every day while this project is on, we're going to talk from 4:45 to 5 o'clock, just 15 minutes, so that we can talk about where this project is at, what we can expect, what's coming next, any questions you might have, etc. So now, instead of the Chan family or the Lopez family calling you all the time, they know that they're going to talk to you at that preset time and day and what number to call at. So any of the problems they have, they're going to realize you're a professional. They'll say, well, just wait until 4:45. That's the time we talk to Dom anyway, so we'll just talk to him then. You also know that's the time, so you can set it aside and be sitting at your desk. Tell everybody else in your office not to bug you. You just do your work, right? So it's a really simple trick, but it's one that gets you in control of your time. So do that. All right, so we've got a bit more technology. The next one is rules. I want you to set some rules in the company. This falls under the people thing that I was talking about before. So what are the rules for being in your company? I have, again, if you're in the book called Construction Millionaire Secrets, if you have that book, go look at the story that I talk about here with Jason on page 93, 94, and then secret number 11, which actually comes up on the next page there. But on page 92, so let's just start from 92. I could have made that easier. We've got the job site expectations that we lay out with our people on every job that we're at. What are the job site expectations? And the job site expectations are very simple and straightforward, but they are clear. And the reason I want to set those expectations, I want to tell my guys the rules so they know the rules, right? Here, let me read you rule number, I'll read a couple of odd number rules. So odd number one, rule number 1, number 7, and number 13. Here's an example. Rule number 1, getting to work on time, 7:15 for a 7:30 start, is 100% your responsibility. That's rule number 1 on this pre-printed list. What did I say I was going to do? Rule number 3, report to the foreman and get your tools and PPE ready for the day. We work safely. I'm not going to read all these, but if you want them, by the way, they're in the book, Construction Millionaire Secrets, and this is on page 92. Number 9, report completed work to the foreman and get your next assignment. Number 13, at 4:45, stop work. I should probably do number 14 now. Number 14 then is coil hoses, cords, and cables neatly. Bring them to the job site trailer for secure overnight storage, right? So all of those things are here in the rules. And now you've told your guys what the expectations are on the job site. If you do custom home renovations, and some of you heard the episode I did where I answered Nico's questions, him and his dad, Italian family, so they were making fun of me because I'm Italian too. But they were talking about, hey, Dom, how can we have systems in place when all the work we do is custom? What you produce is custom. The process to do it is always the same, right? So these rules that Jason put in place at his gutter company are the same rules you can have in place. Have it in your truck. Have it where you guys can see it in the shop if you have a shop. Have it available so that dispatch can send it to anybody anytime, right? Those are the rules for running the business if you find you have a problem in that area. Don't go solving a problem you don't have. But if you have a problem with your guys doing the work, then that's a great place to look, right? Set the rules out, set them clearly, and then live by them, okay? And how is that a time management task, you might be asking? Well, that's going to save you all of the headaches. The 15 minutes here, the 1 hour there, the misunderstanding. Oh, I didn't know we started at, what did I say the rules were in this one? Nobody told me that we start at 7:30. How many times have you guys said that to you? Well, as long as I'm here. Well, now you've got to have a 15-minute conversation with a guy. Instead of him getting his work done and you getting your work done, you have to go talk to him about the social rules that you have in place that you start at 7:30. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, you knew. There's job site rules, right? We show up at 7:15 for a 7:30 start. We work, we're a proud craftsman. We start on time. Boom, there's the rules. And those are the rules, by the way, on day 1. So those are how you help people understand what it means to be on your team. There's rules for being on your team, and those rules they're the glue that keeps everything together. All right. Here's where I'm going to get a bit wonky on you when we're talking about time and time management. The reason I say wonky is you might not expect this to be one of the tips. And this tip is called recurring revenue, recurring money. So what you want to do is you want to find a way to build this business so you have people who are on some sort of service contract with you, some sort of recurring revenue contract. Recurring, like a monthly payment or a quarterly payment to you, is why insurance companies get so big. It's why banks make so much money, is because we all pay them a couple of dollars every month, but everybody pays them a couple of dollars every month. Well, what can you do in your business that allows you to have a service contract with your people? And again, some of you are in trades where you say, Dom, I don't think I can do service contracts. We're tile setters. We're drywallers. We are framers. Hang on a second. I've been at this a very long time, and I've seen some very clever people do some very interesting things. If you want to know more about those, please get the book, Construction Millionaire Secrets. You can join the academy where we talk about these things in the courses. If you want to take one of the courses, there's lots of places for you to get info on how to introduce recurring revenue to your business. And listen, I didn't make them up. I learned them from other contractors, other construction business owners all around the world who are doing the same thing as you. They're running across the same problems, right? So you want to have that in place. And the reason recurring revenue is nice is because if you've got one contract where somebody pays you $300 a month, you might think it's not even worth it. But if you've got 10 contracts at $300 a month, You start to pay attention. What if you have 20 contracts at $300 a month? What if you have 100 contracts at $300 a month? You see how that changes things? It gives you a baseline. You always know so much money is coming in. You've got some time freedom. You're not always chasing the next deal. So keep that one in mind. That is a high level business strategy that you won't hear in most other places, but this is an all business owner show, and that's what we talk about here. All right. The next one is the ideal customer, the perfect customer. I want you to think about when you go for coffee, I want you to think about who your perfect customer is. So write this down. Who is my perfect customer? And I want you to think about where they live and what kind of house they're in or what kind of job site it is. And it's different if you're doing commercial or industrial or institutional or civil work. But in a residential side specifically, you want to think about where they live, what kind of house they have, what's the age of the house? Is it a 2-level? Is it a ground level house? We call them ranchers in some parts. Is it an HOA? Is it a condo? What is your perfect client? If you install blinds, you might love condos. If you install kitchen cabinets, you might hate condos because you're always getting parking tickets from the HOA or from the downtown parking authority. So you have to figure out where your perfect client is. I had a client actually in the cabinet industry who got over $700 worth of parking fines doing a job install for a vanity. Didn't make sense anymore. Vanities already take just as much time as a kitchen cabinet, as a set of kitchen cabinets. And then he got $700 worth of fines just for doing a vanity. And he's frustrated pulling out his hair. Now he's got to go manage those tickets. Now he's got to think about how to be at that job site at times when he's not going to get tickets. All of that time pressure doesn't need to be there, man. It doesn't need to be there. So think about how you're doing those things and think about your perfect customer. What that means is when somebody at an HOA or a condo association where you're going to get parking tickets calls you, bid high, put the $700 in the deal. You're going to get parking tickets, or don't do the deal. It's your company. You don't have to do every deal. You don't have to. We don't need you to do the deal. Somebody else will do it. Actually, leave that business for your competitor. Let him tank his business by doing it. You go out into the suburbs. As my buddy Ryan would say, driveway homes. I got the whole driveway to myself. Nobody's going to bug me. They walk by with their dogs. They take my card off the sign out front. I get more business in that area. Ryan's brilliant for that. So think about those things, okay? And then finally, let's sum it up with this. I want you to take action. Take action. Whatever I've talked about here today, you don't have to do all of the things, but I would like you to do one of the things, just one. Just work on that one thing. 2021 is the year of more. It's your year to make it more. I can't do it for you, but I'm here to help you, right? It's your year to just have more of whatever you want. You call the shots, you set the vision, you look at the goal and you say, I'm going to go there and that's what you want, go get it. Right. So if you want more time, I just gave you a bunch of really cool tips, inside tips for how to do that. If you want more information on that, there's tons of ways to reach me. If you want to talk to me about coaching with me, as I said, shoot me a text, 604-837-8361. And just say, Dom, let's talk. If you want the book, it's called Construction Millionaire Secrets. Here's a picture of it. I've got a different number for you to text if you want to get the book. So the book is free right now, because good old Dom here forgot to read the small print in my publisher's contract, and I had to order a couple of 100 copies of the thing. So they're just sitting here in my office waiting to be shipped out. We've actually done okay, but there's still a bunch left. So here's the number to text if you want the book. So this will give you a link that gives you a copy of the book for free. So you can buy it on Amazon, but you can get it for free through me. So here's the number. Send a text message to 678-506-7543. 678-506-7543, and just use this all one word CMS book, where that stands for Construction Millionaire Secrets Book. But just use the initials CMS book and send that to 678-506-7543. Thanks, folks. I appreciate you checking in. I hope you making this your year of more time. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.